Hi everybody, this is Ridan again, and he's welcoming you with this very interesting lesson and a great theme. It's winter time, but are you aware there are so many winter related idioms that we have in English language, which, if we made use of in our daily life, would really enhance the way we speak and talk about daily life situations. I welcome you all to today's session because this session is all about 10 most interesting winter related idioms that we should start using today. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. The first phrase that we have is snowed under. What is snowed under? It means to be very busy. If you have a lot of snow, can you move? Similarly, if you have a lot of work, can you go out at Starbucks and drink coffee? You cannot do that because you are extremely busy. That's when you say, I am snowed under. Let's understand it using an example. I'm sorry, I can't join you. I'm snowed under work as the project deadline is approaching. That means I cannot join you to any party that you're going, maybe, or to a lunch gathering because I'm snowed under a lot of work. I've got a lot of work to do. That is snowed under. Time for us to look at the second one in the list for today, and that is to put something on ice. When you put something on ice, what happens? It means to delay or pause something until later. When you put something on ice, what happens? It becomes numb, right? So it basically means that it doesn't do anything for some time. That's what it is trying to suggest here. For example, unfortunately, my husband still isn't feeling well, so we've got to put the dinner on ice. That means we've got to put our plans on hold. We cannot work on our plans because my husband is still not all right. Let's move to the next one. Not a snowball's chance in hell. Very, very nice phrase of saying to have no chance of succeeding. If you're talking about a situation such as this, he doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of getting the job. Possibly the person is not fit for the job. And that's when you're saying, dude, he doesn't have a snowball's chance of getting that in hell. That means this person is never getting that particular thing. He'll never be successful in it. Whenever you're talking about possibilities and probabilities of something, that's when you say the chance of something in simple language and something that is really difficult to happen and be successful, it is a snowball's chance in hell. The next phrase related to winter idioms for today is to leave someone out in the cold. When you leave somebody out in the cold, it means to ignore someone and not ask them to be a part in activities with you or to take part in activities with you. It's like really ignoring the person, which is not right. So when you leave out somebody in the cold, you ignore the person. You don't involve them in the activities. For example, Tony was left out in the cold when his co-workers went out to lunch without him. Not literally that there was cold outside, but figuratively speaking, he was left by everybody else, ignored by everybody else. Quickly moving on to the next one, walking on thin ice. The layer of the ice is quite thin, and with your heavy weight, if you walk on thin ice, what happens? You will drown, you will sink. It means a situation in which you are likely to upset someone or cause trouble. Let's understand it using an example down below. You're walking on thin ice by continuing to come in late at work. When you're coming late at work, you're walking on thin ice. And what will be the result of it? You might as well get fired. That is, walking on thin ice, causing trouble to people because the work is stuck because of you. And the results are not good. The next one on the list is tip of the iceberg. The icebergs are really big, right? Tip means just the first part of it. Tip of the iceberg means only a hint or suggestion of a much larger problem. So iceberg is huge. That means the problem is really big. And you're just talking about the first part of the problem. But it's a very big problem in reality. For example, this scam is only the tip of the iceberg. The government is not doing the work. And there's a lot of corruption going on in the country. The scam that you just heard in the news, it's just a little part of the big problem, tip of the iceberg. Let's move to the next winter-related idiom, and that is cold hands, warm heart. It's a very pleasant one, so I'm just going to be putting a star at it. It means people with cold hands actually have kind and loving personalities. Let's understand this using an example. She never cries, but you can tell she cares a lot. She's cold hands, warm heart. Because she never cries, people think that she has a cold heart. But that's not true. She's very caring towards other people. That is why we use this idiomatic expression for her. She is cold hands and warm heart. Let's move to the next one, and that is dead of winters. It means the middle of winters when it is very cold. Do you come from a city where in the month of December or whichever pole of the planet you're living on, it gets really cold? Please do let us know in the comment section below. It is the time of the month when it gets extremely cold. For example, make sure that you keep a flashlight, blanket, and other emergency supplies in your car in the dead of winters. Especially when it's the peak of winters. That means a time when there's a lot of cold outside in the weather. Make sure that you carry these 3 things in your car always. The next one is bundle up. Bundle up means to dress warmly. So when you bundle things up, is that a thin layer or a thick layer? It's very thick. This is what is being expressed here. Bundle up means wear good clothes so that there's a thick layer on your body to protect yourself from cold. For example, bundle up before you step out. It's quite chilly outside. Chilly means extremely cold, very cold. Chilly does not mean the chili flakes. It means very cold. This was about all the phrases that are related to winter that you can make use of in daily life to talk about daily communication. It's the season of winters, so make sure that you make use of them to make it more communicative and charming. Take good care of yourself. I'm going to be seeing you soon. Until then, bye-bye. Before you click the skip ad button, just hear me out for 30 seconds. Do you struggle to speak English clearly? You possibly know all the grammar rules, but still your English doesn't sound fluent. Do you find it hard to pronounce English words with the right stress and accent? You know English well, but still your English doesn't sound that fluent. It has that mother tongue influence, in short MTI, and you hesitate to speak English confidently. Are you afraid that you might pronounce words wrong and cause embarrassment to yourself? If you want to improve your communication skills and speak English with correct pronunciation and accent, I have a wonderful accent and pronunciation self-training program for you. This is the most simplified and comprehensive English pronunciation program ever created. I'm Radhan, a Cambridge University certified linguist with over 10 years of experience teaching people to speak immaculate English. Join me on this journey to improve your English communication skills faster and better.